you're going to have to take a loss in order for a person to change. And I mean, this is 100% facts. No matter what I've done as far as being successful, lost money, gained, started businesses, good. I applaud all that. Good. You know, that's something that's commendable. But the reality of the situation is there's a saying, how's God going to bless you in public when your private life is shit?
Oh, that's a whole fact.
How can you be blessed in public and get everything that you're asking for when your private life is shit?
Ooh, and we ain't even got the music, but I'm quite sure my man gonna have the music for us later when we plug it in, man. Hey, we back, baby.
Back like cook crack.
You know what I'm talking about? I got a special guest in the room. And, you know, even though he's not a guest, he's actually he's the leader of the new school, the leader of the podcast himself, P.
Hey, what's going
you know
on?
What I'm talking about? The icon.
What's going on?
I'm dead man, Stacey Cash. Man, it's been a minute. I want to say about August.
September, man. It's been
Since we spoke for real.
For real,
Since
man.
we spoke.
Don't say like September.
And I ain't even talking about since the last podcast we did, you know what I'm saying? With things happened and we ain't really been doing what we supposed to be doing, but
yeah,
we here. But it's been August since we've actually had a conversation.
Facts.
For real. I mean, I know we talked for a quick sec to be able to come back and bring it to where we are right now. But there's a lot of things that's happening in between that time.
Yeah.
You know, I guess during this whole process right here, we're gonna get into a lot of things like that. And well, I've got some things I've been going through myself, you know. We're gonna talk about the business and whatnot. But let's talk about life. Let's talk about what's been really going on. I mean, if you don't mind, man.
No, definitely. I want to start by saying this disclaimer: the views and opinions expressed on the One Podcast are strictly those of the host and the guest on there. We're not here to give anybody any advice, to tell them what you need to do, what you should be doing. Hopefully the message y'all get today is something that you can take with you, hopefully help somebody learn. If they're going through something similar in their life, hopefully it helps them get through it. If they're maybe on that path of going down the wrong way, hopefully it kind of helps deter them and turn them back around. And if you're not even on that point yet or even at that level, hopefully the message you hear today will help keep you from even going down that path. So without further ado, let's get this thing started, man.
So that disclaimer, is that something you practice or what?
Nah, that's need to be said, you know, because, you know, we get on here and talk, and we hear so much on social media, you know, people get online and Instagram and they'll want to try to tell people what they need to be doing or what they should be doing. And the reality is like, who are you and, you know, in what aspect of who gives you the right to give somebody some advice? You know what I'm saying? What your resume read like? You know what I'm getting at? Like, what have you been through to be able to tell somebody what they should or what they should not be doing?
Facts.
And the world, you know, they cater to a lot of people like that, especially when you're going through certain things in life. You know, when we feel a certain kind of way, and you know it on social media, people quick to put their energy out there. Like, you'll see posts about, you know, that's why I don't rock with nobody. You know what I'm saying? Just put
now that you say that, let's go to. You've been in MIA for a minute.
Oh, wow.
So, and it's crazy because you my man. You ain't supposed to be my man. You my man. So I fuck with you on. You my brother.
Family.
Straight like that. But you weirded me the fuck out for a minute. Excuse my French, but we just keeping it 100. So you weirded me out because you just dropped off the grid.
Yeah.
Gone. Nada. Nothing. Now I know in between time, as we have grown in relationships, we've always got at you about not. Communicate, you know.
Fact.
You always, yeah. First, it was, you know, when we first started kicking, it was, yeah, I'll be with you, and gone. Phew, I'm like, man, motherfucker keep walking past, like, the fuck, give me a minute, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then I would hit you up, you wouldn't answer, or, you know what I'm saying? Or then you would, you know, like, the whole day go by. I'm like, damn, I know you see me call or you see me text, you know, with that. But then at the end of the day, too, you know what I'm saying? I ain't feel like I'm chasing nobody. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I ain't. But if I rock with you, I rock with you. Yeah. But this time, bro, you 100 just dip. And so I started looking at myself. I said, damn, what did I do? But since you saying about people spoken on the internet, one thing that came to my mind, because this whole time, man, it was like a mystery. Everybody like, what happened? Like, what happened to Tupac? What happened to, it was a story. Even everybody was asking. And I'm asking myself. I ain't got no answers. And it ain't nobody business for me. All I can say is, I don't know. Shit. Yeah. I don't know my damn stuff. But everybody looking for me like, ain't that shit man's?
They supposed to,
you know what I'm saying? Ain't that, thing, but on some real shit, 9 times out of 10, if it was something going on, if I knew something about it, I still would have been like, shit, I don't know. That ain't my business. But this was a real, I don't know. I don't know where you was at.
Yeah.
So you said talking about the internet, just get back to that. You was like, I remember you started posting a lot of, memes. Before that. And I was like, this nigga tripping. Like in my mind, because we were sending each other positive, posts from other people, if they not rocking with you, cut them out the circle. If if they ain't on your level, throw them to the ground. And all this. And so I seen you posting more of that stuff, and I was like, damn, he must either. We had to talk about you being on the net heavy. I was like, this dude, he really getting into this shit. And then when you actually just dropped off the grid, first thing I thought, I was like, this motherfucker took that advice for real. He done cut me off. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't doing nothing. Like I wasn't motivational enough for him. He had to cut me off. So that was one of one of my things that I was thinking, the mysteries of what happened to Pete.
Yeah.
Another thing was we had spoken about something, and it was something you were supposed to look out for me for.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna get too in depth about it, but it's real, so we got to speak 100, right? So it was something you were supposed to look out for me for, and it didn't happen. And so I felt like I had to tell you, because it's just me, because you my brother, I feel like I could, you know what I'm saying? But maybe I worded it wrong, I don't know, but I was like, you know what I'm saying? If I got something for you, I got you. It can't nobody else tell me about what I got to give to you.
Yeah.
And so when we went through that, you dropped off the grid right after that too. Mm-hmm. So that's another thing about me. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm just fucking up all the way. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Was it that? So a lot of things. So since we on that, I'm gonna give you the floor and tell me what P been going through. You know what I'm saying? Give me bit by bit. First of all, I'm happy you back, bro.
I appreciate it.
You know what I'm saying? I'm happy you looking healthy. You looking good.
Thank you.
I mean, I can't speak with the mental light because I ain't been around you in a minute.
Yeah.
But it's time for you to shine. So tell me what's been going on with you.
No, it ain't so much time for me to shine. Sometimes in life, people sometimes got to step away and reset, man. And I'm 43, man. So first of all, let's start like this. First of all, apologies and orders. A lot of people probably feel like, you're a grown man, you shouldn't have to apologize for anything. But the reality of the situation is like, when you've done wrong and you've treated people wrong, whether it was intentionally, they happen to be, as I like to call, collateral damage of what you got going on in life, apologies in order. You know what I'm saying? So that's first and foremost. I owe a whole lot of apologies to a whole lot of people. First to the man upstairs, God, to my family, to my mother, to my wifey, to my kids, to my brothers, my kids, G6 behind the camera. And like I said, a lot of people that I've grown to know over the years that used to be coworkers and I call my brother, like they just happen to be collateral damage from what I was going through. You know what I'm saying? So that's definitely an apology in order for that, because it shouldn't happen. It shouldn't have been that way, but it's due. And then there's some people who just not gonna get an apology because there's no apology due. I mean, I know it kind of sounds crass considering what I just said. You're kind of negating it, but that's just the fact of the matter. But to everybody who knows me, that I haven't reached out to in a long time, that I've probably wronged, who I didn't get back with when they never done anything wrong to me, they was just checking to see if I was good. Even when I was what I thought was in a good space and I didn't hit you back up, you know what I'm saying? I apologize, really. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's real talk.
I appreciate your apology.
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate accepting my apology, man. But, man, where do we start?
Why you think about that?
Nah.
See, when you hit me up, cut me up here a little bit. I'm still tripping off at the bottom. It's just a little bit, okay? Just, when I'm in it. Okay. Now go back what you saying, Rick.
43 years, man.
Blessed to be 43, though.
Yeah, it's been a blessing, man, but it's been a long, trying 43 years, man. And 43 years of living your life a certain kind of way, lying, cheating, deceiving, not being honest, self-loathing, procrastinating, deceiving. You know, after 43 years, you know, it catches up with you. You know, everybody has a time frame, and there's only so long before it does catch up with you. You know, some people, some more than others. Some people are capable of hiding it, but eventually, over time, it comes out.
Well, 43 is
43 years.
43 is a special number because it's 4 and 3 makes 7. 7 is a super number.
Facts.
777.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I guess it means something.
No, it does, man. And like I say, you know, 43 years of living your life a certain kind of way, and when that time finally comes, as they like to say, you know, when it happens, is your time is your time.
So what? So. I mean, we here forever. How long it take to get out? But let's start talking about what happened, if you don't mind.
Oh man, when did it happen?
We ain't talking.
I mean, right now, as far as what happened.
Okay, let's go to let's go to August, September, October. In that field of view, I mean, it's up to you to speak what happened.
So ask it.
But what happened, fam? Like, first of all, how can you abandon your homie? Now, I can't speak on that because the way it sounds, you sound like you abandoned family.
Yeah.
You're like, you know what I'm saying? Like blood for real. So, I mean, what was so serious? Were you going through something mentally? Was it emotional? Was it a you know what I mean, a collaboration of all that?
It was all that. It was emotionally, spiritually,
business,
financially. It was everything. It was a culmination, like I said, 43 years. And I'm not saying 43 years consecutively, 43 years cumulatively.
You at that pinnacle of 43, and it's like, you're looking back like, what the fuck?
No, it wasn't that.
43, I'm still tripping.
No. I was thinking about that way before that. What I mean is, like, in 43, the age that I am right now, going on 44, it took that long, and it took me taking a lot of losses for me to finally understand, like, what life is really about and what really is important. And you know, you said back in August, and like I said, over the years, I was 43 in August, but around that time in August, you know, I had been living my life a certain kind of way, you know, cheating, lying, running multiple businesses. Keep in mind, I got sick, you know, the year before with the blood clots. Then I ended up catching the charge, you know, back in August of that year.
You was cheating in August?
Been cheating for a long time.
Just a disclaimer. I ain't know nothing about him cheating. So my wife can't say I know. His people, his wife or people can't say I know. He ain't never tell me about no cheating shit.
Guy.
I'm keeping it 100.
Nah.
Like,
I would never put you. I would never put you like I said.
I know, but I'm just keeping it 100. I ain't being funny. I know everybody think I be tripping, but if I don't condone this shit. Now I do look at some shit sometimes, and you know what I'm saying, but I don't touch.
Let's just to say it like this. Like, at the end of the day, everything that has happened in my life and that's going on in my life, if anybody knows me, I've done a lot. Whether it's from the lying to the good things about being a dad and starting a business. The one thing I've always took pride in myself is holding myself accountable. The one thing nobody can ever say is Peeve never pointed a finger at anybody for the things that I've done in my life. Like, no matter what I've been through, I've always held myself accountable. I've done a lot of things. I've been a liar. I've been this. I've been that. But the one thing I've never done is held somebody else accountable for my mistakes. So I would never, you know, make it seem like, oh, you knew what somebody else knew. You know, I would never do anything like that.
Well, the reason I say that too is because some people, and I'm just going to have my own little vlog while we're here. Some people, you know, like, because we brothers, our kids hang out together. I'm going to be around wifey. I'm going to be, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't want them looking at me like I knew the whole time. You feel me? No, but I just put my disclaimer out there and just say that. Not like that's a big thing, but now that's out the way. What's up?
No, like, that's something I'll clarify straight off the rip. I always clarify straight off the rip is when I'm in a situation, I never even just say, like I said, disclaimer, even if we were both there to rob the bank and I got snatched up, I would never put my man in the mix, even if you were there. That's just a disclaimer. Not saying you was there, you knew.
You ain't gonna say, Stacey, come on out. They done called us, man. They said they ain't gonna knock us up.
Because like I said, if one thing I've never done is I've always held myself accountable because I can only speak for myself at the end of the day. Like, that's facts. But, you know, going back to the time frame we said in August, after living, like I said, my life for 43 years a certain kind of way, it started catching up with me. And when I mean catching up with me, I mean from an emotional standpoint, from a spiritual standpoint, from a mental standpoint, to where I got to a point to where I was like, I couldn't do it anymore. Because like I said, keep in mind, I'm trying to operate as an entrepreneur. I got a family, I got kids, I got this going on, and on top of me living my life not the way I'm supposed to be living. At the end of the day, not having my priorities in order. That's literally what it all boils down to, is me not having my priorities in order. And like you said, I got to the point where I was like, I couldn't do it anymore. I was just drained.
What you couldn't do?
I couldn't do any of it anymore. I couldn't, the lying, the cheating, the deceiving, not being a good brother, not being a good friend, not being a good dad. And a lot of people probably say, oh, you don't have to be that way. You can be this way and be this way. But the reality is like, if you call yourself a brother, or you call somebody a brother, or you call somebody a partner, or you call them a husband, or you call them a son or whatever, like it's nothing when your brother reaches out to you to say, you know what, hey, what's going on? Just checking in on you, boom, hit me back, to nothing to just pick up that phone and be like, yo, I'm good. It don't take nothing but a split couple seconds.
It does.
To do that.
And we spoke about that before, I gave you excuses for it. I get it. I say,
but there's no excuses.
I know, but like you're only child. You feel me? Like I mean, aren't you? Like I don't have biological. You don't have no brothers. Yeah, you my brother, but I'm just saying. So growing up, you're only child. Some people like that. I mean, you're not the first person that I've known like that. I got a nephew, blood nephew like that. Y'all kind of similar in that way when you used to call and text like, and I fuck with you like that. I'm like, damn, like you don't see me hitting like damn, you act like I'm a bitch or something. Like I'm like you don't want to talk to me. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I'm a shorty you don't want to talk to. That's what I mean by that. So yeah, that's why I used to get on that about like damn. So yeah.
But you know what though, Cash? Like to keep it a hundo, like that's a part of the selfishness. Like I've been selfish once again for 43 years. So to the person on the outside, like they can look at that and be like, okay, that's a trait. And it is. But still, at the end of the day, as a basic human being, as a person, no matter if you have siblings or not, like it's nothing to sit there and be like, yo, I'm good. Because if I could take the time to go over here and do whatever I was doing, and whatever time it was nothing to pick up that phone or dial back or text back and be like, you see, I'm good. You know what I'm getting at? Like, there's nothing to do that. But going back to, like you said, back in August, that's when everything started to come ahead for me, when I was just tired. And I knew, like, I didn't want to do it anymore. Like, I couldn't do it anymore.
Do what?
Of everything. Like I said, the lying, the cheating, the deceiving, not being a good person. Like, I was just tired. Like, it just came to a head. And what's so strange about it is, on a spiritual level, like for so many years when I found myself in situations of doing certain things I shouldn't have been doing, it's easy consciously or subconsciously, whether you're religious or not, or you believe, to be like, yo, God, like if you could just get me out of this situation this one last time, I'm gonna be good, I'm gonna be straight, and it was like, all right, cool. And then you realize like you've been doing this for so much to where it gets to the point, it was just like, God was like, yo, I can't pull you out this time. Like, I've been trying to slow you down for like 43 years. Now comes the time to I'm gonna have to sit you down. But the point I'm getting at is that for the first time in all this time, I literally had it in my heart to literally and truly mean like, I don't wanna do this. I don't wanna be this way anymore. I wanna be a better person, all that. Like, that's where I was at. And like I said, whether you believe or not, from a spiritual standpoint and from a God standpoint, for the first time, I felt as though he was like, you know what? You there now. Like, you're there. You're ready to be who it is you're supposed to be. You're ready to do whatever it is that your purpose is here in life. And I was like, cool. But what I wasn't prepared for was, as I like to say, the detoxification of it. I wasn't prepared for what was to come with this change.
And what you mean by that?
What I mean by that was, man, it ended up costing, when everything finally came out, when it all came out, it came to a head. We took a trip, and it was strange because when
this was the NC.
Yeah.
So this was around that time.
Yeah, around that time. I was already in there. Here's the thing.
Because I went to the funeral, my sister's funeral. And I came back, and we chatted maybe once or twice. Mm-hmm. And I remember something you said, because, and it was weird to me. This is why I was tripping, and we just keep it in 100. So I was like, you was always talking about cutting niggas off, cutting people's off.
Yeah.
That's what you said. Yo, yeah, fuck them. You know, real like when you're heavy, but your balls was real heavy. Fuck them. You know, I'm like, okay, whatever. And I said, I ain't worried about that. You my man. Like, I never thought about that. But it was another conversation too where we had, and I just called you out of the blue. I was like, what's good, man? I said, I was this thing. He's like, you was like, what's that? He was like, yeah, what? Oh, you thought you thought I was gonna cut you off? That's what you said to me.
I didn't even realize I said it.
And I was like, fuck is he? I mean, I don't give a fuck about you cutting me off. Like in my mind, I'm like, what the fuck is he talking about? I'm like, nah, I just called you to see what you was doing, see how everything was going, because I know you was OT, you know, with that little trip y'all take all the time. But you said that shit to me.
Yeah.
No, I just checked me. I was gonna. Nah, you still in the circle. You still good. I ain't gonna cut you off. I promise you, that's what you said to me.
I can believe it.
And I was like, so when I think I even talked to wifey. I was like, fuck is this nigga talking about? Cutting me on, nigga. So that goes back to me saying about the memes you were saying about if they ain't this.
Yeah.
Because I think I had showed you something. You said you was gonna do. When I backslid too. And remember, just real quick. So I fuck around, snuck to the casino. And I came and I showed you all those damn sheets. It was like $15,000 worth of winnings that I lost. And I told you I took like $20,000 to the casino. And I know what you was going through, and I was going through. And I was like, damn, if you would have told me earlier, I could have, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Kind of. And in my mind, I was like, I thought that was the pinnacle. You was like, I can't fuck this nigga. This nigga is fucking up.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying that was. I had so much going in my mind while you went MIA. This is
bro,
thoughts that was coming out my head.
Let me tell you something like this. There was nothing anybody could have done. You, my wifey, my family, there was nothing nobody could have said or done that could have changed what it is that I needed to change myself. Like, there's nothing nobody could do. No matter what you try to give, no matter what you gotta say, when you get to that point, like, you have to be the one to go through it. Like, you can, and when I say you, I mean this is as brother, as friend. People can say it's gonna be okay, it's gonna be all right, I'm here for you, call me, talk. But when it all come down to the come down, you the one who gotta go through that fire yourself. So that's why I say, like, it's nobody else's responsibility or to be held accountable for what it is that I had to go through or what I'm having to go through after living a certain kind of way for 43 years. But getting back to, like I said, that time frame when we was on our trip, like, when we're around family, the energy has always been good. Like, it's always been love. It's never been a problem. But for whatever reason, and I know the reason now because of me, is that the energy was off the whole trip. Like, it just wasn't the same. And I remember we was having a conversation coming back. But like I said, at this point, I keep this in mind, at this point, I was already mentally at the point of being done. Meaning, like, I'm done with the cheating, I'm done with the lying, I can't do this no more. Like, I'm going straight, you know what I'm saying, fly straight. Like, that was my mindset. And we had conversation coming back, and it was one of the realest conversations I had. So I was like, yo, when we get back, buckle down, lock in, we gonna get back on deck. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's literally real go time. All the other nonsense is done.
So you already had it in your mind.
I was already in that phase of change. I was already starting in that phase of, like, I'm done. But like I said, we had that real conversation. But when I got back is when everything hit the fan. And it happened like a couple weeks after we got back. And I remember when she found out and she saw everything, I'm gonna keep it a hundo. Like, it's gonna sound crazy what I gotta say and what I'm about to say, but I was relieved. Like, I wasn't even mad. Like, I was glad. And people, you know, when I tell people that, they're like, what, you crazy? Like, you glad? But what I mean by that is, like I said, when you've been living your life a certain kind of way, you've been living a double life and doing this and doing that, trying to juggle, you know what I'm saying, wifey carrying a lot of weight, you trying to run businesses, you throwing money into businesses, you know what I'm saying, you trying to get these things going with good intentions. Like, the intentions behind it is good. And we talked about that. Just because the intentions are good don't make it right. Especially when you ain't got your priorities in order.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Having that foundation, having that base of what comes first. And like I said, when it hit the fan, I was just like, and she was crying, she was hurt. And she had been through it before. And there was nothing I could say. Like, I had to take it. Like, I didn't have a rebuttal. I didn't even want to have a rebuttal because it was just like, there was nothing I could say. There was nothing I could say. It was like all facts.
It's like a murderer.
It was like there's
I just want to get it off my head.
Yeah, like there was nothing to be said. The emotions came out.
10 more people under the garage.
Yeah, that part.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
funny, but I get what you're saying.
But here comes the part that I'm talking about as far as what got me to that point, and literally where I'm at right now was like, okay, it's done. And throughout the years of her putting up with my BS, the lies, the cheating, the deception, her carrying a lot of the weight, her being there for me when I'm sick, and making sure the boys like. That's one thing I stress. She's been that person. The part about it is I didn't see it because of the selfishness. You remember we had a conversation. You was talking about, why ain't you done this? And I made the statement that said, yo, I feel like she don't rock with me like other people rock with me.
Right.
But then again, once again, when you're in that stage, you're like, I had to realize and say to myself, like, yo, dude, like, how you want to expect somebody to rock with you the way you expect them to rock with you when you ain't even being the person you're supposed to be yourself? You ain't even being real with her. You out here doing this, that, and the third, and you expecting her to keep it 100 with you and to hold you down, but you ain't even being that to her. You're not even doing that part. You're not even being real with her, but you want that from her. That's why you're not getting it.
That's why you ain't blessed all the way around too. That's
why.
Things don't happen.
It wasn't clicking up.
Yeah.
And that's what I mean by that. It was like God was allowing me to be like, you know what, that's what you want to do? I'm going to allow you to do that. But it got to that point, going back to like when I finally got it off my chest and was like, okay, now comes the part of like, all right, how are we going to get through it? But what I wasn't ready for was like, as I like to say, like the detox part of like, God was like saying, I'm going to have to sit you down. Now I'm going to have to slow you down. Like, I'm going to have to sit your ass down. You're going to have to feel something because I believe now, like you want to change. It's in your heart for the first time. Like you genuinely mean, not like, yo, if you get me through this situation, if you help me with this, I'm going to promise I'm going to do this. Nah, it was like, you literally mean it. But now you're going to have to feel some pain. You're going to have to get forged. You know what I'm saying? Like you're going to have to go through some pain to make you realize and get you to see like, yo.
So what the pain meter like right now?
The pain has subsided a lot, but it's still there every day. And it's an everyday process, man. It's
And how things on that end, is things working out or is y'all came to some type of
one day at a time? It's one day at a time, man, because it's difficult and it gets deep because we as men, bro, society has put this stigma on us that we're supposed to be a certain kind of way.
Right.
Like we got to be strong. We can't show no emotions. We can't cry. We can't hurt. We can't do this. But let me tell you something. That pain right there, when I had to look at my kids, matter of fact, I couldn't even look at my kids. I couldn't look at wifey. I couldn't even look at a picture of my kids without breaking down. Like when I say break down, I mean like lose all control of my body breaking down. Like I would just be
I get it.
I can't. I was like, I couldn't even, like, just the thought of seeing a picture, I was like, yo, how could you do this to the people you say you love? Because as parents, and even as a partner, and I'm gonna say this and get back to it, and you probably never realized this, every time I would come into your house, whether you was here or not, or I was waiting for you, I would stop right there, and I would look at that picture you got on the wall. Every single time.
And I know. What you mean when I ain't here or not?
I'm saying, like, whether you're on your way. No, you know what I mean.
No,
but like,
you know I gotta go.
Yeah, you get it. But I would literally look at that picture every single time I come through the door. I would look at it.
Are you talking about my little wall?
You know, of you and your family.
The one with the black and white.
Yeah, the black and white one. And I would be like,
that's one of my favorites.
And I would be like, saying to myself, like, damn, like, why don't I have one of them?
Well, why don't you? It's a picture. You could do that.
You could, but was it genuine? Was it real?
Was it?
Nah, it wasn't. It wouldn't have been real.
Nah, not with your babies in it?
Yeah, I mean, my babies are my babies, but let's keep it a hundo. The one thing I could say about you, Stace, is, let me tell y'all something out here. No matter what you think of Stacy, Vendetta, however you want to call them, Cash Money.
I'm going to get back on that too. Well, you know, tell me what you're going to say.
No, the one thing I'm going to keep it 100 about is don't get it twisted. He got his priorities in order when it comes to his family. And that's one thing out of anything else, no matter what you think or what you may see or how you feel, the one thing I could say he prided himself in and I respect is that he made sure his family came first. Everybody make mistakes and they do things and they bounce back, but the one thing I can honestly say is Stace has his priorities in order, man. And I appreciate that, man. Like that's something I'm learning at 43. It's crazy. No matter what I may have accomplished.
I think I started, to be honest with you, at 43. I think at 39, 40, it kicked in.
Yeah.
But what it was I found my mate. God put somebody in my life that made me want that. Mm-hmm. Like I said, we had talked before. This is my third marriage. Mm-hmm. You know, I see it totally different from all my other the relationships. Period. This is it, and I'm glad that I even got children from my other relationships here in this relationship. So, you know, that's one of the biggest things. So I appreciate you that, and I appreciate that.
Always, and like I said, when you're at a certain, like I said, we talking about 43 years, bro. Like, some people would say, like, oh, you got bad habits. For me, they're not even habits. They were instincts. When I say instinct,
I remember you told me something when I first met you.
Yeah, when I say instinct, like biting your nails is a habit. Instinct is like breathing. Like, you do it without even thinking. So for 43 years of being selfish and all these things, whenever something would trigger me, I didn't even have to think about it. It just naturally reacted. I didn't have to think about what it was going to be.
Can I say, bro, I remember a conversation we had, and I asked you, I was like, what's your vices, man? I'm talking about, this is like, I think the day you gave me a ride from the job.
Yeah, first time we linked up.
I was like, what's your vices, man? Like, you know what I'm saying? You smoke, you know what I'm saying? You gamble, what you do, you know what I'm saying? You gotta, and you know what you told me? And this is the disclaimer, the man, we just having a conversation. He said, women. I promise you know, that's what the man told me.
Facts.
He said, women.
Straight
I believe
like
he was telling about how he used to ride a motorcycle, you had a motorcycle, you know, but it coincided to, he said women. That was his vice. And when you said it not like, yeah, the bitches, you know, the girls doing, no, you said women. Like it was a sad kind of like an addiction type of feeling when you said it. But that's something when we first met, when I asked you what your vices was, you told me that.
Let me keep it 100 with you. Let's put it out there. Like, all my relationships have failed. All of them, every single one. Me and Mabel, this has been the longest relationship I've ever had. And right now, it's a work in progress. And it's something I'm having to learn because even when, like I said, everything came out and God was like, yo, you're gonna have to go through some pain. I'm gonna have to sit you down. And I remember her saying, like, you know, I would go in there and I'd be open, like, this is how I feel. And she would be like, no. And I would just be like, it's over. Like, how?
You felt the energy, you felt her energy.
It was, and it was one of them things, like, and like I said, it's the pain. And here's the first thing I tell people, like, I'm not a victim. Let's put that out there. Like, I'm not claiming to be a victim. I'm not here to have somebody say, yo, you know, woe is me, pat on the back, bro, it's gonna be okay. You know, like I was telling Six, I'm where I'm at right now because of what I already know.
Right.
That's what got me to where I am right now. People be like, oh, you know, well, you know, it'll be okay. There's other women out here. The ratio of men to women, you're a good looking dude, you're smart, you're articulate.
You want your family.
At the end of the day, those things are the things that got me to where I'm at right now. That's just the fact of the matter. So now my mindset is, what is it that you can tell me that I don't know? Like, I don't want to hear about your theories, your clinicals, your, oh, well, it's going to take this amount of time. Or if you don't got a resume that reads that you've been through something, like, there's nothing really you can say to me. I mean, you can give me a pat on the back and tell me it's going to be okay, but what's your resume read like? And that's what I mean by that when I said disclaimer, like, we're not here to give anybody advice. Yeah. I'm not here to tell nobody what to do, because now we live in a world where people want to pander to people, especially to ladies. There's so many people that want to pander to, oh, you know, this is what men expect.
What does that mean?
Pander, meaning, like, say for example, you hurt wifey's feelings, or even vice versa, you get your feelings hurt, and somebody comes out and say, well, you know, men expect this, or women, you shouldn't have to tolerate this, or women, you have the right to be mad. That's already understood.
Right.
They're already mad. That's a given.
That's pandering?
No, what I'm pandering is like this. That's something that's understood. If we're really smart, right, and you really want to help somebody and tell somebody to help them change, you don't address to the person who's in hurt. Like, you don't go to my guy and be like, oh, bro, you know, fuck them women, blah, 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 blah. Nah. It's going to be all good. No, if you want to help the situation, you address the person who did the wrong. Well, you want to be like, yo, men.
That's a fact. But now,
if you want,
if they did something wrong to you,
vice versa.
I'm gonna say that. Man, fuck them bitches, man.
But
But you the one who fucked up.
Yeah.
So I can't say that to you.
You can't.
I'm gonna tell you fight for your fucking family.
Exactly. But that's what I mean by that. It panders to that feeling. And of course, with emotions, whether you be man or woman, the emotions are already there. So you're already gonna be like, yeah, you right, yeah, blah, 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 blah. Instead of being like, you know what? Talk to the person who did wrong. Like if I'm gonna address somebody, I'm gonna address the men. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't speak for women because for one, I know what I've done to a woman. I know what I've done to women. So I know the frustration. I'm learning to understand the pain and the emotions. Because like I said, keep in mind, we have been together 12 years. So even right now, when the frustration, the anger comes out, shout out to my man Billy from Philly, Billy Thompson. I'll talk to you about him all the time. Billy from Philly.
That ain't what's the name? That ain't Kim and
No, Kim and Keisha. No.
Kim and Keisha.
When through this whole process of me trying to figure it out, when I was at a stage where it's like, yo, I gotta get my family back whatever I gotta do, I gotta make it happen. And the littlest things, bro, would like turn into like the biggest things. And I'd be like, yo, what did I say? Like, what am I doing? Like, I didn't say anything. Like, you know what I'm getting? Like, yo, what did I found myself questioning myself like, yo, am I speaking another language? Did I say something I thought I didn't say? And it was just like, yo, God, like, what is it that I'm not doing? So instinctively, if you don't know, when you're trying to figure it out, what do? You're gonna go to what you feel is the quickest source. So for me, I'm an older woman. Hey, lady, you know, what is it that men don't do? Or what is it that I may be doing wrong? And it's a genuine thing, like, because I'm trying to know, I'm trying to get an understanding.
Just trying to get some information?
Yeah, like as a woman from another woman, like, yo, what is it that men do or that we don't do that make y'all upset? But it was like God was saying, because when it happened, I was like, yo, I need help. Like, help me. Like, I need to be better.
Billy from Philly, the older woman?
No, Billy's a man.
Okay,
so
you fucking up when you going to the older lady.
No.
Yeah.
But once again, when you don't know, that's what I'm saying. Like,
I get you.
When you're trying to figure it out, when you're trying to figure it out, you're like, yo, I'm trying to go to the source. But God was just like, yo, you going to the wrong spaces.
Yeah.
So my man Billy, we know each other 16 years.
Shout out to Billy, man.
Shout out to my man Billy Thompson.
I was a little confused on who you were, but if he rock with you, I rock.
Yeah, so I remember the day before I started figuring it out because we would have arguments and she'd be like, you don't get it. And I'd be like, what do you mean I don't get it? Like, I'm getting frustrated. Like, Like, what do you mean? Like, I'm understanding. But the evening we had an argument, the next day I spoke to my man Billy and he broke it down to the rudimentary level. When I say rudimentary level, he literally was like 1 + 1 + 1 + 1, A, B, C, D, kindergarten, big fat pencil with the wide lines. Like I'm gonna break it down like this. This is why you're getting the reaction you're getting. Like this is years of what you've done. This ain't just this one time. You've been that way ever since y'all been together. So whatever she's feeling is coming out and you're gonna get it. So either you can do one or two things. If that's what you say you want, you're gonna have to stand in that fire and fight. Or either you could quit. But once again, I've been bouncing for 43 years. You know me, it was nothing to be like, cut a person off. I ain't gotta deal with this.
You feeling like R. Kelly right now. You're killing me with this shit.
Nah.
Gave him 43 years of my career. I'm just saying that's how you feeling right now, but yeah.
But what I mean by that is like, for the first time, like this would be the opportune time for me to do what I had been doing for 43 years.
Yeah.
Because guess what? The love isn't there. You're not getting affection. She ain't rocking with you. She ain't telling you she loves you.
That's the worst though, bro.
That's the worst.
Like it's like you in a room, but you could that it's like.
But listen what I'm saying. Listen what I'm about to say though. This is what I'm saying. Like, this would be the time, from a worldly sense, to be like, you know what? I don't even want to. It's crazy.
Oh yeah,
it's crazy. It's opposite now. It's like,
and like, cause you know you fucked up, bro, and you know what you want. You came to the point where you like, yo, fuck that. This is what I want. This is what I need, and this is what I'm gonna fight for. No, that ain't.
And men, I've had people be like, oh, you know, there's plenty of other women out there, and I had people be like, you know, there's.
Ain't what I want.
But this is what I'm saying. Though,
like, you put time in like you put in, bro. That shit don't mean nothing.
But this is what I mean by this. But this is what I mean by that. Like all this at this stage is a learning process for me. That's why I keep bringing up the number 43 to where I say like, now is the time to where it's like, I'm literally at a standpoint, it ain't got nothing to do about, well, if she wants to go this or she's with somebody else, because once again, it can go both ways.
Yeah.
But when you at that stage of like, you start to get that awakening and your eyes start opening and God put it on you and you say, this is what I want to do. Like, bro, keep in mind, I'm 43. I've never asked for responsibility. I've asked to be an entrepreneur. I asked for money. I asked for cars. I've asked for this. I've asked for all this. I've never in my life asked to be a good person. I never asked to be a good dad. I never asked to be responsible. I never even asked to be blessed with a house, bro. None of those things even matter to me. That sounds crazy at 43. I've never wanted any of those things. And my mindset was like, oh, if she want a house, fine, go ahead and get it. That's on you. I never thought about none of that, bro.
I say something. And listen, this is still a podcast. My man on some real shit. This is 100% real talk. But I'm just an asshole, and I like to be funny sometimes.
Always.
Right? So, and if you talking real shit, but it is a podcast and there's a little entertainment here. So when he said he never asked for anything or didn't ask, first thing came to my mind was Color Purple when she said, have I asked you for anything? I ain't even asked you.
Marriage.
I'm just saying, that's what came to my mind. But go ahead, bro.
Nah. So, like I said, when you're at that point, it even to the point, man, of depression. And
that's real.
Like when I say depression, you asked me a question, and you like you said, you brought it up and you were saying to yourself, like, is it something you said? Is it something I did? And they always say you should never answer a question with a question. But I said I was gonna say this when we sat down and we chopped it up. I've been thinking about this for a long time, even before this point, and I was gonna say to you, think about it. Have you ever thought that have you ever said, or have you ever felt that you ever said anything that would make me want to take my own life? Have you?
Okay, so,
This is the question.
It's a question. Give me 1 second, bro. All right, so, hold that for a minute. Because that's real shit. Yeah. The reason I say it's real because yesterday, 2 days, I just did a 16-hour course for my job. Mm-hmm. I'm actually certified mental health first aid specialist because we touched on basis of mental health. We took depression, all that, suicide. Mm-hmm. And I thought about some things. And now, being what you just said to me, I can't say that I think so, but I can say maybe something I said that could have made you feel like you ain't a real man, a real dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, You know what I'm saying? Like when I said the gatekeeper shit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? In my mind, I'm like, unless you didn't give a fuck, you know what I'm saying? Maybe you was like, oh, this nigga think nigga.
No,
like, you feel me?
No, I feel what you're saying, and I'll say
but
this.
Not to the point to where I think you're gonna take your life.
It got to the point because up to the point of me starting to go through this forging and this changing and this spiritual awakening and this whole different mindset. Like nothing nobody would ever say could make me feel a certain type of way to be like, fuck it, I'm done. Like I can't do this no more.
Yeah, I don't see
But
that.
when you going through what I've gone through and what I've been through, especially the initial phase, you can't look at your kids. Your wife don't love you. You know what I'm saying? You seeing the pain that you caused the people that you say you did, like as parents, and even as a partner, when your partner is down, your kids fall down and they hurt themselves. This is our responsibility and our job as a parent, mom, dad, whatever, to pick them up, wipe it off, bandage it up, wipe off their tears, and tell them, yo, it's gonna be okay. Even as they get older, even if you learn it later on in life, like, hey, I wasn't a good parent in the beginning, but now I'm figuring out I want to be here. You can kind of relate to that. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm gonna do the best I can at this time. I can't make up for what's done.
My oldest son.
But that's what I mean by that. As you're still a parent, so you're still carrying that job that you never gonna get off of. No matter how old you're gonna get as a real parent, you're never gonna get off that job.
I shut the shit down too.
You know what I'm saying? You will. But once again, you're not gonna get off that job, and you do that because why? Because you love them.
Yeah. That's my obligation. But it's like Denzel said on Fences. That's my job.
Sleep on my bed, it's my job. You ain't got to like me.
You know what I'm saying? That's my job.
But when you when it's at a point to where you can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
You got no control over how they feel. You got no control over the outcome. If y'all gonna stay together, y'all gonna depart, what life is gonna be like. All those emotions are flooding you.
You went to the sunken place.
The emotions are flooding you. Like, your kids are gonna grow up without a parent, you failed. How am I gonna get this back together? And this is reality. There's everything else in life I can control.
But I used to tell you that, P. Like, on some real shit.
Yeah.
When you bringing up the kids, I used to tell you, what about the kid? Remember we had these conversations? I'd be like, I know you said I said it early, but I'm gonna keep it real. Like, I'd be like, nigga, marry her. Like, you know what I mean? And you usually, you didn't say like I wouldn't, but the thought of when I said that to you was like mundane.
Yeah,
It was like
whatever.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and
whatever.
I'm sitting here with a whole wife trying to tell you it's gonna feel good. It's like, you know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, it's gonna feel good. I'm telling you, you're gonna have your kids. Do it. You're gonna be with somebody anyway. Your kid, I said your kids is the one gonna benefit from it the most.
Yeah, nah.
You feel me? But like you say, you got your own time.
And not only that, it goes back to, like I said, when you're operating in a certain space, and you've been operating that way for as long as I've been operating, you're gonna have to take a loss in order for a person to change. And I mean, this is 100% facts. No matter what I've done as far as being successful, lost money, gained, started businesses, good. I applaud all that. Good. That's something that's commendable. But the reality of the situation is there's a saying, how's God gonna bless you in public when your private life is shit?
Oh, that's a whole fact.
How can you be blessed in public and get everything that you're asking for when your private life is shit? You've been allowed to be able to operate under false pretense for so long, for so many years, to move how you want to move, do what you want to do. I've allowed you to do that. But you steady wanting this, but you don't have your priorities in order. And your priorities are foundation. And don't get it twisted. Don't think just because you're a man and you get up and you go to work and you pay bills that make you a man. I'm good. That make you a man, that make you responsible. It's deeper than that. Like, it's deeper than that when it comes to having your priorities in order. Priorities meaning you do whatever is necessary by any means possible to make sure that your family is straight. If that means you gotta go out there and gotta grind for 24 hours straight, get a 1 minute nap, get back up and do it all over again, then that's what you gotta do. If that means you gotta walk around with lint in your pocket to make sure all your bills is paid first and you don't got a dime in your pocket, but your family is good, your kids are straight, they're not looking bummy, that's what's up. Because like I said, even operating a business and having these different things, like, commendable, good. But once again, it's okay if you have that type mindset. It's like saying this, and this is why I say I put the cart before the horse. I never wanted to be an entrepreneur. We stated that a long time ago. So I'm sitting back on social media, I'm watching, I'm learning, I'm reading, okay, what does it take to be an entrepreneur? You gotta have a certain kind of mindset. You gotta understand, you gotta take losses, you're gonna have to miss this. And I'm like, okay, cool, I can do that. I'm willing to do that at whatever cost. Like, if it means I gotta miss this, if things don't end up working out, then they don't work out. And that's a part of it. But here's the other part of that. It's a lot easier if things don't end up panning out when, like I said, you got your priorities in order. You made sure your family was straight, you made sure they ain't want for nothing, no one person was carrying all the load, y'all had an understanding, y'all was communicating.
Don't work,
and then that's good. It's a different kind of feeling because you know what? I did everything I was supposed to do.
Right.
And it didn't work. But when that's failing, and then you don't even have a foundation, that's like a double whammy, bro. You fail all the way around. Because now it's like everything you're doing this with good intent, but it's failing. It's falling. It's like, yo, this is already messed up over here.
That vibe can corrode the whole
exactly
the whole space that y'all got. And then on top of what happened, bro, that's crazy.
And then like I said,
you know one thing too you did too, bro? I meant to bring this up too. How, and this was, I didn't understand. No, I'm going to ask everything. I just couldn't understand. You had, I'm going to say we, but you put down the fashion show, we. Did you ever do it?
No.
You have Austin Fashion Week and get your clothes in there And then, so, okay, let me ask you this. Did this happen just before that or after that?
Before. Like all this was in timing.
So when you were supposed to do Austin Fashion Week,
it came out right after that. It came out after that.
So that's why you didn't do it.
Because I was already in that space. You remember I was telling you, in that time frame, let's just say from August, because when it happened was at the end of August. And I was already in that space of like, you know what, I want to do it, but once again, it's that you don't got it together.
But when you didn't do it, I was like, what the fuck? Like, you just off the grid, bro.
It was.
Another thing, too, I'm here. I'm going to talk. I just hit a shot of the Remy so I could talk a little bit. Like, look. So, I also wanted to say something about this. You can ask whatever I want to ask. So, I'm the brand ambassador, only child. You feel me? It's my man. It's what we do. He shouts out to
legendary status.
You already know. I see you talking about. You're already Canada in the building. We representing. Now,
shout out to my man C. Dukes, Black Icon, San Antonio.
We
Texas
just started the new brand, the new collection, correct?
Yeah.
The new
just
collection was nice. It was we started up. Boom. You stopped right there, right? And my man still
a lot of money.
My man Mike Noble in the building from the town. He loved the collection. He's trying to tell me everything. But look, I noticed that you was shooting shit without me. I'm just saying. I'm just keeping it real. G6 back there, he was shooting it. You was shooting shit without me. You didn't put me in any of the new promos. You didn't involve me in anything. What was that about?
That was all a part of it, man. It goes back to, like I stated earlier, that collateral damage part. Like that's what it all comes. Like I said, when I was operating in that space, and that's what I mean by collateral damage, and that's why I say apologies in order. Like when I was operating in that space, it became strictly like this. Like
I started seeing pictures. I'm like, I ain't get invited to no photo shoot.
It was like this.
And I represent hard. You know what I'm saying? I rep hard.
But once again.
So when I didn't get invited to the photo shoot, I seen one photo shoot, two photo shoots, okay, 3. Then I started seeing you posting. It was all about you. I'm like, well, hold up. But I understand it's your brand. Don't get it twisted. But God, I'm the brand ambassador, right? Where you ain't, I mean, can I get in this and say hi or wave?
But see, once again, here comes the part, if you really think about it, when things start to fall apart, if you ever look at history, you watch the movies or whatever, no matter if it's in business, you're about to take a loss, you're about to lose your home, a job, or whatever. When it starts coming to an end, it's like free falling. I equate it to this. I've been falling for so long. We've seen movies, I've never been parachuting before, never jumped out of a plane. But we've seen it to where when you jump out of a plane and they pull that chute and it don't open, or it open and they get tangled up and then motherfucker just falling, just spinning. Yeah. And I've been seeing the ground come up for so long, for years. I saw the ground coming. I saw it. I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming, bro.
You ain't want me involved? You ain't want to put me
involved with you. When you in that state of mind,
you gotta take care of yourself.
Yeah, it's like I gotta
worry about me, right?
I gotta get this thing going. So it's spinning and spinning. And then next thing you know, you hit that ground.
Yeah.
And you're like
fight or flight, and right? No, you know how somebody try to say you drowning. And first thing they say, you can't save you if you can't. Sometimes you can't save a motherfucker who drowning because they're gonna end up drowning you.
But see, I'm tell you the hard part about it for me was, it was like I saw it coming, and then when I hit the ground, human expectations like, yo, I'm dead, like it's done, like I'm done. That's the part when I said I'm done.
He had a different plan for
But his reality is like you're in pain, you're standing there, and your body's all broken, and you look up at the sky, and you're like, I'm still alive.
I've had that before.
I'm still alive, and I'm like, and here's the thing, it's almost in that state of consciousness and mindset, that's not a good feeling because you don't want to be alive.
You don't want to be.
Because here comes that pain. You don't want to be alive. You're like, there ain't no.
When I got shot, I went through that. When I got caught and I knew I was gonna go away for a while, I felt the same way. I fainted. Police. I fainted like a little bitch. I don't know why. I just. And I heard him in the background. When I fainted, I went down. In my mind, I was like, oh, I'm dead. And it felt good. Because I was like, I don't have to deal with any of this shit no more. In my mind. Then I start hearing the radio, 25, and I'm coming back too. And it's like, get your ass up. You're not fucking, he's faking. I'm hearing that conversation, but I'm really then fainted and shit. And I'm hearing, get his ass up. He's not fainting, he's faking.
Yeah, I really done this before.
43. Next thing you know, I'm back and I'm hearing they pulling me in, and here I am.
Yep.
I'm gone.
Gone.
Bro, yeah, so I can relate to that.
Yeah, man, and that's what it was. So like I said, at that stage, it was like grasping for last straws because you see the ground coming up. You know it's about to happen. You can see it. And you're just like, I got to do something. I got to try to get as much as I can get before I hit that ground. Like whatever last little bit I could do to possibly right that ship. But it's just like trying to turn a tanker around in the middle of the ocean at the last minute. Like it takes a minute to turn a boat around. You can't just turn that shit around like a car.
No, you can't.
Especially, you know what I'm saying, going that fast and that heavy.
So that was in August, September, October, November, December, January, February. This is March 1st.
Yeah, facts.
Where we at March 1st?
One day at a time, man. Like, it's a process.
Wow, hold up. August? Was it August or September?
Let's say starting in August.
August, because I was in my sister's funeral. That's when I went out of town and I talked to you. I think I came back.
September, we chopped it a little bit.
September, October, November, December, January, February. He missed my son's birthday, December 12th. No, December 8th. I'm sorry, Reno. My birthday, February 5th. I think I missed one of your boys' birthday.
Yeah. We was in North Carolina then.
Okay. Man, shit hit home hard. You feel me? Like, and so it's not just like some fly-by-night shit with me. This is my man's.
Yeah.
And he going through it. So we here in the podcast, we could be talking about anything on the podcast right now. We could be talking about music. We could talk about what's going on. Talk about Ice Spice. Talk about like the fucking game and the fucking Super Bowl. We could talk about all that shit. Whatever going on. Donald Trump sneakers and all that shit. But we talking about real deal shit right now. My man said he's been going through it. And so I'm saying what I'm saying because I know he's been going through it. I know he's going through it. And he man enough to tell you what he's going through. Because he don't have to say it. We can sit here and put on a mask in front and put the facade.
Like I've been doing 43 years.
43 years of that shit. So at the end of the day, what you saying to me is real. And I'm glad you opening up, not just to me, but our audience as well.
Yeah.
That's a whole fact.
This is something I had to learn because here comes the human element part of it. As human beings, we want things to happen as quick as we want them to happen. No matter what the situation is, whether it's a new car, house, job, money, we want it to have, it's just instinctively in us to want it when we want it. But the reality I'm having to learn and what I've had to learn and what I am learning is everything happens in time. Like you literally have to slow yourself down and literally take time. Because even going through what I'm going through and what I've been going through in the beginning and what I'm learning, it was like, instinctively, it was like, okay, let me get myself fixed. Because the conversation about like, oh, it's gonna take time. It's gonna take time. And so you tell me it take time, I'm like, okay, I need to hurry up and get it done. And then let me start working on this. What I had to learn was you don't get to determine when or how long or how short.
Nah.
You don't get to determine that time. That's what I mean by that.
Especially when you're dealing with two entities. You're dealing with yourself and you're dealing with the other person.
But
that time ain't your time.
But what
you fucked up so much. No, the 43 years you're talking about, that's the part that's hurting you. I'm just speaking from experience. That's the part that's hurting you so much because you've been doing you so long and you thinking that it might be sugar and cream. All you got to do is just wait a little while and it's going to be okay.
Yeah.
Nah. Now you sick.
Yeah, and that's the part I'm learning, and that's why I say every single day. Because initially it was like, okay, let me do this and then this. But what I had to realize was, and it goes back to like work on yourself. And when you genuinely, and when I say genuinely, like you look yourself in that mirror, and ain't talking about put on no facade about, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this. It's a whole total package that come with it. Because you gotta understand this. There's gonna be people in this world that at the end of the day, no matter what you do, they're gonna remember you as being a certain kind of way. And that's the other part about it is you have to be mentally strong enough to accept that people are gonna look at you a certain kind, especially the people that you've done wrong. No matter what you do, you can go out there and save a baby from a burning building. You can save the world, hypothetically. There are gonna be people who still gonna wanna remind you of what it is that you did or what you've done.
Okay.
That's the twofold part of it. You have to be mentally strong to be able to handle that part of it, because there's nothing to automatically to be like, why you keep bringing up old stuff again? And now you're reverting back, oh, well, to hell with it. I'm going to go back and might as well do what I got to do. Nah.
Okay.
If you're changing,
go ahead.
If you're changing as a person, you got to be willing to do the things that you haven't done before. That's what change is.
No, that's a fact.
That's a part of what change is. If you want to change, you got to be willing to do the things that you've never done before. So if I've been the type person to automatically be like, whatever, you got to stand in that pocket now.
Good. And stand.
You got to stand in it.
Until you might still want to be like, but nah.
But here's the other part about it too. As you learn, it all collectively comes together. And that's why I say like it's like a cog. Because initially it's like, okay, let me do this and then let me jump on this. What I had to learn was,
you needed time to deal with.
Not only just that, here's the reality from a spiritual standpoint. I'm gonna keep it a hundo with you. Whether you want to believe or not, it's up to you. There's a saying, you put everything in his hands and you stop worrying about how you're gonna do this, how you're gonna do that, and you take care of yourself. And when I say take care of yourself, don't mean cut everybody off, but you change. You genuinely start to work on yourself to change, to be a better person, be a better dad, partner, no matter what the outcome may be.
You speak in my life.
To be a husband.
I mean, that's what I do.
But
that's why I say keep it real. You know what? I'm too blessed to be stressed. I take it one day at a time. He in control.
But what a lot of people don't understand about that part is, what a lot of people don't understand about this part, and maybe they do, and this is just me, is that you got to understand that once you start doing the things that you supposed to do,
shit gonna happen.
Everything else around you,
bro. I don't sell dope no more. I don't pimp hoes.
You see, but you know what I'm getting at though, right?
I don't rob.
You figure we got to do this.
I don't slap niggas for no reason. I ain't out here robbing and killing. I'm not running game on motherfuckers to take shit. Karma is not looking for me. You feel me? I'm out here. I'm talking about. I'm literally like a video game. I'm like a robot. I'm Grand Theft Jesus. He got control of me. He's got the joystick, and I'm just moving around and however, just like them kids be playing a video game. That's me right now. And because I don't do a lot of the stuff that I used to do, I see it now. It took a while for me to see it. Blessings upon blessings, bro. I'm talking about. Look at me, bro. I mean, I'm not saying like I'm balling, but we good. You know what I'm saying? My wife, when she talked to me, I feel the love. When we lay together, we cuddle, we hug. My kids, Daddy, when I'm just saying, it was a time when that shit wasn't even in the factor of life. I didn't even know what that was. I didn't know what that felt like.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You say you've been in the game for 12. Me and my wife, our anniversary is tomorrow.
Shout out.
We'll be married
Congrats.
6 years.
Congrats.
For real. 6 years tomorrow, me and my wife will be married, but we've been together 8 years. I'm going to tell you something. This last 8 years has been so, what's the word I'm looking for? Monumental. It's been such a blessing to me because it changed my life. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. She changed my life.
Yeah.
God put people in your life for a reason.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And with your situation, like you said, you got to go through it to get through it.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the whole fact. I had to do the same thing. And the funny thing about it is, it's a whole different spectrum from what I was used to dealing with. You feel me?
Yeah.
I got a young Spanish chick, Mexican chick that loved me for me. Big fat Stacy Cash. But when she met me, I was down there 400 pounds, boy. You understand what I'm saying? She ain't seen none of that shit. She just seen and it molded me. I didn't have nothing, bro. We met at work. I was her supervisor. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Other people was talking in Spanish, picking at me and talking and all that. Mm-hmm. She used to tell me what they were saying. I would have never in my mind thought that would have been my wife. Mm-hmm. But since we got together, we went through the struggle. You know what I'm saying? She had 2 kids. I had just got out of a relationship. I put her on. I gave her, remember the Obama phones? Gave her one. I had 2 of them. I gave her one because I seen her. She didn't have a phone. That's how I started. I didn't call her on the phone. I just gave her the phone. Real recognized real. When we started dealing and talking, And as that time goes, when I was out there gambling. I was out there still trying to
living life,
trying to pimp home. I was out there trying to run game. You know what I'm saying? I was slinging sausage. Excuse me, no disrespect. That's what I was doing. That was what I was doing. I was running trying to get what I can get, how I move. Man, I don't even do none of that no more. That's why I like this podcast, because I can talk my tough shit. You know what I'm saying? This is the only time you're going to probably hear me saying it. But I'm a straight 9 to 5er. I got dreams and aspirations. I go to work. I come home. I'm the daddy daycare. My wife get off of work at 6 o'clock. I get off at 12. I got to cook. I got to make sure the kids clean up. It's a whole different dynamic. Yeah. And then with my business and with my hopes, I had to put my shit on the back burner because I want her to progress and grow. So I sacrificed a lot that I used to do. My selfishness. Remember you say selfishness? Selfish, yep. I had to sacrifice it just in the last year or so, because now she's doing well. She's a branch manager at her job. My wife, and I'm not gonna say I ain't gonna say
Queen Wade
because of me.
Shout out to Queen Wade.
But I appreciate it. But I pushed her because I know I ain't gonna be here forever. You feel what I'm saying? I'm a little older than her. You know what I'm saying? She's 34, I'm 47. You never know what can happen. You feel what I'm saying? Maybe she might go before me. I don't know. But I'm gonna make sure I can install in her everything that I got that can make her do good and be something. That way, if something happened to me, she know how to move in a room full of snakes and vultures. But see, straight like that.
No, that's 100% back, and that all goes back down to the basis of having a foundation and have your priorities in order. Like, that's literally what it all comes down to, is having that understanding and compromising. Because once you have that, as rough as it may be in the beginning, especially if you've never done it before, like we talked about having to take on that extra responsibility. Right. You've already laid that foundation, so everything else comes with it. You know what I'm saying? It may take some time to understand. It may be frustrating. You may not get it.
I was selfish, though. But like you say, you were selfish for 43 years. I was selfish, too.
Yeah.
When I started the business, you know what I'm saying? I wanted to, man, I went ham. I went and started throwing.
But see what you learned. But this is what.
Then it stopped.
But this is what I'm getting at too. It all ties back into the same thing of having your priorities in order. Because the reality is, nothing's going to be perfect. No matter what, you're going to make decisions that's not going to work out. You're going to make decisions that's going to work out. You're going to make mistakes. It's going to happen. It all comes down to you having a foundation and priorities. Because once you got that, everything else will be what it is. There's a saying: we do what we have to do to be able to do what we want to do.
Right.
For me,
right.
I did what I wanted to do.
I did that too, though.
No. I've been doing what I wanted to do for 43
years. In between that
12
years.
For 43 years.
I've been too, P. I'm telling you, listen.
For 43 years, I've been doing what I wanted to do.
I get it. And you stubborn. You in your way. Well, you used to be stubborn.
Appreciate that.
You used to be in your way.
Thank you.
And you getting it. I get it, bro. But take it from somebody. Like I said, I'm a little older than you, just a little bit. And I done been through it. It took some time for me to get it. Now, in your situation, you said 12 years, man. My wife been together 8 years. My ex-wife before that was 10 years, but that was some other shit. I never, and no disrespect to her, but this is a whole different. I'm talking about this shit I'm in right now. If God say lay down right now, you come view my body, I probably have a smile on my face.
But you know what?
That's a whole fact.
You wouldn't have got it though if you didn't have your priorities in order. Even though you were doing certain things, you would not have got it.
She made my priorities be in order.
But you already had that instinct. Think about what you just said. Think about what you said earlier. When you first met her,
right?
You already was showing priority.
No, when I first met her, dog, I just ain't never had no Mexican.
No, but think about what you said.
And I wanted some Mexican coochie.
Here comes.
I'm gonna tell the truth.
Okay.
You know, Mexican hard to get.
Tell the truth.
And I was like, so I said, I'm gonna be nice to her. But, and she really liked it, and I just didn't understand that. I was like, oh shit.
But where did that come from, though?
Huh?
Where did that had to come from? Somewhere.
Well, you know where it came from? Like I said, I had just got out of a marriage. I got divorced in February.
Okay, but let's go back. So before the divorce.
Right. Before the divorce, it was already over.
But I'm saying, during that time frame, you had already had a sense of like, okay, this is what I got to do as a husband. As I got to carry this load, I got to do what I got to do.
Oh, no.
You did?
No. Listen to me now, P. When I got divorced, I was so happy to get out that motherfucking marriage, man. You don't even.
Okay, after a while. After a while.
No, that marriage.
So initially, was it that way?
No. The first. Yes. So the first marriage, I was trying to play Captain Save.
There you go. That's
you know what I'm saying? I wanted to be, I had found somebody that was halfway decent looking. She had kids. And I seen how she was moving, and I was like, well, maybe I can probably change her, you know what I'm saying?
There it is.
Because I was to the point to where I was like, I want to just chill.
There it is.
I was tired of running around
there it is.
And sticking and jabbing. But then as I started dealing with her, I started seeing a lot of inconsistencies. I started seeing a lot of shit that wasn't, and I still held on to that because I had hopes that I could change the hoe into the housewife.
Here
right?
comes that priorities and order standpoint part of it. Now, not saying it was going to work itself out. God's show allows you to go through certain things.
But we can say vice versa on your end.
How?
Stop. Let's flip it.
Okay.
On your end, you said 43 years. You selfish. Maybe you the hoe that need to be turned into the house husband.
I just said that.
You know, I'm just saying we gonna flip that. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
So you gotta look at the standpoint of wifey. She like, cause when I was with my ex, I was like, and I'm talking about 10 years we was together, and I had it in my mind that she could have did, she did do shit that I know I would have been left a chick for, but I had in my mind if I just show her that I'm a real one, and that made me work harder. I started working. I stopped doing a lot of shit, you know. But and it didn't change with her.
No.
So I knew it was time for me to get the fuck up out of there. But I really stayed because I believed. So
and that's that building.
So if you really mean what you mean, it's the total opposite of that. She gonna come around if she really care and love you. Because you standing on business.
Definitely.
You standing on what you mean. If my ex-wife would have did that, then maybe me and my wife right now wouldn't even
and
be
that's
together.
the point I was getting at. And that's exactly what I was, exactly the point I was getting at, because me and Six was talking before you showed up, and I made a point. I said, for the first time that I can even remember, I woke up this morning with a sense of not having a care. Now, people be like, yeah, so this is what I'm about, so let me clarify what I'm saying, because sometimes when I say certain things, they don't come out how people think that they should or how it's said. But what I mean by that, meaning in a sense of like understanding that people gonna think whatever they think. They're gonna view you however they view you. They're gonna see things however they see things. No matter what you do or what you don't do, it's gonna end up being a problem. You understand what I'm saying? You gotta understand that that's how they view what you're doing. You understand what I'm saying? You gotta understand that's how they view how they see you. And at the end of the day, you can't fall off that pivot because somebody else feels or think a certain kind of way about you. That's when you start messing up, especially when you're moving in a space, because the reality is, like I said before, the world is that's just how the world is. The world will never let you forget what you've done wrong. They won't. There will be somebody, when I say the world, I'm not saying the world totality, there will be, you can go back home right now.
I can forgive, but I can't forget.
True, but that's what I'm saying.
I just always gonna remember the shit that you did. And in some relationships, in most relationships, I bring shit up, even with my wife now, dumb shit, because sometimes you have to reassure them that, nigga, I know. Don't, you know what I'm saying? Don't get beside yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I bring it up.
But see, but once again.
But not all the time, and it's not, just, you human.
Yeah, it's a human. Listen.
You human.
Listen, nobody says, listen to me very clearly when I say this, I would never ask anybody to forget. We're not robots. We don't have chips in our minds. We don't get programmed to be like, oh.
Like you said, your man said, shouts out to Billy. Some shit is triggers.
True.
So when you get triggered.
That's a difference.
No, listen, and I just thought about it. When I get, you said, why do you bring that stuff up? Because I get triggered sometimes. And I be like, because I'm going to tell you something. It was a time when I was in the casino. Man, it's a couple times. My wife right now, with some suspect shit didn't happen, and I can't say it happened for sure, but I be like, yo, and I bring shit up sometime just to let her know, nigga, listen, don't play with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? It triggers, but certain shit that happens that triggers me to do that. Like, for instance, if she don't come home, she supposed to be home at 5:30. She get off work at 5:30 at the traffic. She get home at 6, but she don't get home to 7:30. Sometime it triggers me What the fuck, where you been? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
bro,
I ain't stupid.
Let me listen.
Like, what the fuck?
But
It don't take you that long to get home.
Stace.
No, I'm saying, and we just was talking about, I was just shouting out my wife how much, but we human, so I get the triggers. You feel me? And that may be a trigger, and then she doesn't like that sometimes. Like, why she'll tell me, why you always doing that sometimes, like thinking like
Let me tell y'all something.
Because I ain't stupid. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel.
Stop. Men, women, let me tell you something. Regardless of what the world say or what you may think, we're humans. We all, I don't care how good you look, how ugly you may think you are, how beautiful somebody tell you is, how handsome you are, how good looking you are. Every single person who walks on the face of this earth has an insecurity. Don't let them tell you that they don't. We all do. Every human being that has a heart in their body and breathe out their lungs has some sort of insecurity.
You can trigger my insecurity.
Exactly, but the fact still remains, we all do. Here comes the part of the communication and understanding. First and foremost, we all have them. That's the first part. Some people don't accept that. Some people will be like, that ain't in me, nigga. Like, that mean you got no soul. That mean you got no heart. Stop playing yourself. That's what I mean. But when I got back earlier, people will sit there and be like, they built a certain kind of way. I'm tough. Let me tell you something.
Some people ignore this shit. I'm telling my ex-wife, let me tell you something, bro. I swear to God. Listen, and she know, and it ain't no bullshit. This is before we got married. I just seen this chick. We was just talking, but she had me so hyped up. I like it. She cooking me, bringing me plates of food, nigga, doing what she need to do, whatever, right? I'm like, shit. She done gave me a key to her house. This is pre when we just met. This is my ex-wife. I see her. I was working at a pet shop. You know, now I'm still pimping Stacey Cash though. I'm still trying to get a flock of them. But at the end of the day, you know, the way she acting, I might bottom her out. She might be that bottom chick. You know, that's how I'm feeling. So she run through my mind. So I seen her for her birthday. I had bought this little watch set with some little jewelry or shit, you know, little rainy day shit. I gave it to her. When I gave it to her, she see me. I said, yo, I'll be over there later on, like an hour when I get off of work, and I'm gonna come to the house. I get off of work, I come to the house. First, when I step to the door, I smell weed. I know she really don't smoke weed, especially without me. I'm like, the fuck is that? I walk in the door, I got the key.
Another rooster in the hen house.
Blunt and ashtray. The fuck is that?
Another rooster.
I walk to the bedroom, I see my stepdaughter, her daughter, in the bedroom. Are you in the bedroom? Where your mom at? She in the room. In the room? I go to walk in the room, door locked. Fuck. Boom, 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 boom. I'm in here, I'll be out in a minute. Fuck you mean you be out of me? You better open this motherfucking door. Boom, 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 boom. She in there with a nigga.
Hey.
Look. So at the end of the day, I'm triggered to that shit. Like, you can't just tell me anything. I got to feel that shit.
Hey. What did Adolph Caesar tell Danny Glover in The Color Purple when he was sitting on the porch in that swing, when he was talking about Suge Avery? Mm-hmm. You're just another rooster in the hen house, boy. Yeah. That's what he told her when he said, I love Suge Avery, I'm gonna marry her. What did Adolph Caesar tell him?
You seen the new one? Or
you're just another rooster in the hen house.
You seen the new one?
Nah, I ain't seen it. I don't even watch TV like that no more.
But we don't mean to get cut off. We got a short time before we get in here. But people, we're gonna get back to what you got going on. And that's no disclaimer to what I just said. That's a true fucking fact story. And so that's why God put people in your life and change all that. So yeah, but you back. You stressed out a little bit.
I'm gonna say I'm back.
You said something too, and I want to get back to that. You said something about, have I ever said anything to make you take? What did you mean by that?
What I meant by it goes back to the conversation we was having when you had said like you felt a certain kind of way or something that you said or something that
did you feel that way?
Hell no, because like I said before.
No, did you feel like taking your life due to this situation?
Yeah. Multiple times, bro.
So it's multiple. Yeah, that's not good. You know that, right?
No, it wasn't.
No, it's not.
No, it's not good.
It's still not.
No, it's still not good, and it wasn't good. It's like
we don't think like that. I mean, I can't say we don't. I'm just saying, you my mans. I want to tell you that. I want to tell you that, but I told you, I just came from a mental health class. I'm certified, so I get it. I just had a long class on this shit. I get it, bro. I'm just saying, we gonna work through this shit.
Oh no, definitely. No, definitely.
We not gonna take it.
Oh, I got you. That's what I mean. I thought you meant like we as black people.
Nah.
I've already had that argument before. We as black people, I'm like, all right, like, well,
we gonna work through that.
No, definitely. Every bro. Let me tell you something, and I'm not afraid to say, it's every single day. Like somebody asked me, like, how long do you think it's gonna take? And I told them for the rest of my life, it's gonna be an everyday process. Like, I'm not on nobody's time, I'm on God's time. Like, I'm not on no therapist time. There's not nobody gonna sit here and tell me, oh, it's gonna take, this ain't been long enough, or it ain't been enough time. My first thing is like, who are you to tell me how long it's been? First of all, you God. If you ain't God, you can't tell me anything first and foremost about how long it's gonna be. It may not be long enough for you. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But when that time comes, he gonna let me know. It may end up being shorter, it may be being longer. But at the end of the day, like, no man puts a time on me as far as how long it's gonna take me to do what I gotta do and be what I gotta be. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. You wanna change better? All right, cool. Hey, yo, make sure y'all chime in, man. Check us out. Podcast, Only One Podcast. You got Peter Icon, Stacey Cash, Vendetta the Dawn.
Definitely. Check out the Only One Podcast on Instagram. Only One Podcast, all one word. Like I said, Peter Icon, Stacey Cash, Vendetta the Dawn, G6 Pie behind the camera. Definitely check him out. Y'all in for any kind of camera work, real professional dude, go stop through, check him out. Definitely.
Also, we on all platforms if you want to hear audio.
Spotify, Buzzsprout, iHeart Music, everything. So check us out, all right?
For sure. Only One Podcast. Don't forget Only One by P.
Yes, sir. Vendetta, Stacey Cash.
Beats.
We out.
Locked in.
One.
What's going on? I'm saying to myself, fuck is wrong with my dude? Like,
when you in that,
what is going on?
Let me tell y'all something, man. When a person finds themselves in that kind of space, I can't stress enough, and this is my story. I'm not here to tell nobody what they should do. I'm not here to give anybody advice. I'm not here to anybody dictate or tell somebody, oh, you shouldn't be doing this, whether you be man or woman. This is just my experience and my story, and hopefully somebody can get something from it. Like I said before, whether they're going through it now, if they've been there, even if they're not even at that point, hopefully it's something that's said that can maybe keep them or deter them when they go down, because life is going to happen. Nobody's perfect. But like I said, when you find yourself in that situation, like I said, this is 43 years, bro.
Well, what you think you gonna get accomplished by that? What
I'm gonna accomplish?
No, what you think that would be accomplished by that?
There's no thinking to it, man. Like, to keep it 100.
Think, no.
No, like, it's a confidence part of it. And here comes the part where you have to decipher, where people are gonna be like, oh, you talking real greasy, when you've been at that level, and this is what I'm learning, it's a belief. What is faith? What do people call faith? Faith is the belief in things unseen, right?
This is the part when we think different. But exactly. I can't think different, because I'm not going to bash how you think.
No, facts.
You feel me? I won't say, okay, I'm going to say it like this. I've never thought, or I've never wanted to take it there.
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
Yeah.
Now, have I ever thought of it? I've been in situations, like I told you when the police had me, I was like, shit, it'd be better if I wasn't, I'd rather be,
it's that mental
you know what I'm saying, sleep right now than have to deal with this shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or it's been times where I fucked up. Like I said, I had a bad gambling problem, bro. I used to fuck up a lot of money. And I used to be here like top of the world. And then within a day or two, I was back down at the bottom.
The emotion part of it.
And I used to be like, fuck. I never wanted to sit there and do something to myself, but I would want something to happen to me so I wouldn't have to, what's the word I'm looking for? So I wouldn't have to put up with facing that I fucked up. You feel what I'm saying?
No.
Like, I'll be driving, I'll be like, I wish somebody just fucking hit this car and it swerved the fuck off the road or something. And then somebody will call an ambulance. Well, I hope I don't get hurt too bad, but somebody will call and say, oh, Stacey, he split the car over, da 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 da.
It's scenarios.
You know what I'm saying? And then maybe they'll have some sympathy for me instead of saying, oh, he fucked up all this money or he fucked up this. So that's the fathers I've thought like that. I've never sat there and actually thought like, fuck it, you know?
See, this is the part where society, as us as humans, as years have gone by, we become so desensitized and emotionally unattached to how people really feel. And we just talking about just in this scenario. I mean, we look at it every single day. People will walk right past you, bump you, don't say excuse me. They'll look right at you, don't speak, don't say good morning. We've worked in transportation for how long? People will get on your bus, look right at you and act like you're not even there.
Right.
And we talking about all the way around what society has become.
We build a wall up on ourselves.
And not only top of that, social media, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, whatever you want to call it, has got us to a point to where we feel as though we don't have to be accountable for anything. Everything we do is all right. It's okay. It ain't no problem. I had somebody tell me, I hate liars. And I get it. Everybody has their thing what they don't like. People lying to me never bothered me. You know why? People lie to you every single day.
Man, why
the job you work at, they lie to you every single day. Every time you pick up that phone, you look at Instagram, you look at TikTok, you look at Facebook, they lying to you, but you can't stand a liar.
You think so? Everybody lie?
Not everybody. Not everybody. Let me take that back. Not everybody.
I don't like
about for the session.
I don't like when my children lie to me.
There's a saying.
Like when close people lie to me. I don't. But we don't say lie. I tell my kids we say fib. Tell stories.
85% of the people are followers. 10% are leaders. And then you got the 5%, peace to the God, the 5% who are aware of the deaf, dumb, and blind.
They know what's up.
Knowledge, wisdom, and understanding.
Right.
85% of the world are followers, meaning not saying everybody is a liar, but for you to say that
you ain't fucked up, you ain't got nothing going on wrong.
But listen to what I said. I didn't say that you don't tell lies. What I said was people say they don't like liars or they hate liars. But every time you pick up this phone, no matter if it's on TikTok,
you're looking at a liar, liking a liar, or dealing with a liar.
The question becomes, how much are you willing to tolerate it when it comes to the benefit of yourself? That's the real question you got to ask yourself. People are willing to tolerate anything as long as it's to the benefit of themselves. The minute that they don't, we live in a society where people love you one day and then they hate you when they don't. We love you until they don't.
You think that's something we gonna change, or we just got to deal with?
It's going to take.
It ain't nothing we can't change that. Not in our lifetime.
Here's the reality: you yourself will not be able to change it. We may not be here to see it. Yeah, but to say that you can't start to change,
you can start a movement. But
you can.
I'm just saying in our life, we know it's going there because we built from a different cloth. We know where it's going. We see it happening. Just like older people used to tell us certain stuff they see. They know it's gonna be bad. I see it every day, bro. I see it. I see it, and you're right.
But it goes back to what is each and every individual walking the face of this earth willing to tolerate? They will accept anything until they can't accept it no more or it becomes intolerable for them to their standard. We are all guilty of it. It's like I said, whether you're dealing with another woman, you're dealing with a job, you're dealing with whatever it is, we will tolerate only so much until we can't, no matter what the situation is.
I'm sorry. I missed the whole caveat of that story I was telling about my ex-wife.
Go ahead, speak on it.
So, I caught her in there with the dude.
Rooster.
Right? I still married her and was with her for 10 years after that.
Why?
Because I thought I could change her. That was the whole point where we was going back to. I thought that if I showed her I was a real nigga, that I was a real man and I can work and I can do this and I can provide for us, that I can change her. And no matter what I did, she still always talked about me behind my back, put me down, always looked other places. She was addicted to the street life, and I was trying to take that. I was trying to do a whole different type of vibe. And I knew what type of shit she was. I knew what she was. And it wasn't because she had good head or pussy, whatever the case. It wasn't nothing about that. I wanted a family, and I wanted to bring it for us from the dirt up and show her that I can accept her for who she was and what she was and build. But she wasn't on that type of time.
Bro.
So I just wanted to bring that back, because when I got to the part of her, it kind of stopped, I think. So I wanted to bring it. So I married that chick and was with her 10 years. Now that whole 10 years wasn't peaches and cream.
Yeah.
But I tried.
But you're not.
That's what I'm trying to say.
You gotta understand. I'm not a therapist. I'm not a psychiatrist. Nor that I claim to be. Maybe my understanding is a little bit deeper, and that's where sometimes I lose people. There was nothing wrong with that. Even with you sitting here saying you tried and you thought that you could.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. So, like I said, this goes back to, like I said, society are quick to want to condemn us to be like, yo, you was some sucker type shit.
Yeah.
When deep down in your heart as a basic human being, that's the end point, as a man, as wanting to be responsible, there is nothing wrong with you wanting that and doing whatever it took in order to make that happen. This is why I say society has gotten away from those principles of, oh, you soft or you a weak ass dude or you this, that, and the third. Flip the script like this. Why would a woman tolerate the BS from another man if he's doing the same thing he's been doing over and over? It goes the same way for a man. But society has dimmed it as though like, oh, if a woman does it, it's different. If a man does it, it's okay. At the end of the day, we're all equally yoked.
But a part of that whole story was to get back to you and what you said. Mm-hmm. You've been doing shit for 43 years.
Yeah.
Right?
Every relationship.
Put you as her. Just say, for instance, say I'm your significant other. Mm-hmm. She been with you 12 years. You've been selfish 12 years. I'm with her. I know what she been doing. I'm still there. So therefore, in her case, she know what you've been doing, and she might be fucked up about it. I was fucked up about it.
Oh yeah.
But I kept trying.
You kept trying, yeah.
So there's still hope.
There's always
I'm just saying.
No,
there's
definitely.
still hope on the end. Not saying on her end for you. And your shit is probably not as bad as mine. Well, I don't know, but you know what I'm saying. But yeah. So I say that to say this. What you're going through, she probably really love you, and despite what she's been through, she ain't gave up on you, ain't gonna give up on you, but she got to deal with herself first and deal with whatever she got going on.
Oh no,
first. And that's what happened with that.
And that's what the learning part comes in at, bro. Of like, it's all learning. It's all learning, and that's why I constantly say, day by day, every single day. I let nobody put me on their time.
Yeah.
I let nobody put me on their time.
Is what they think. Your time,
but nobody else's time. Only like you have to get into that mental space of like, as long as, and here's where you got to be 100% keeping it real. If you don't, who will with yourself? Because if you don't, here's when things start falling apart. No matter what we try to cover up or what we try to do, you're only prolonging the inevitable. That's why I say you got to look in that mirror. And when I say mirror, don't necessarily mean that bathroom mirror, but take a good look at yourself and say, okay, this is what I have to do. And understand that with that, when you start to change, there's going to be people forever going to give you a side eye. They're going to look at you because you've been a certain kind of way. You cannot let that deter you from who it is that you are striving to become. Yeah. Because if you want change, you got to do the things you've never done before. Yeah. So you got to be strong enough to be able to deal with that, bro.
And I deal with that every day.
Every day.
But matter of fact, let's go back real quick to, I always want to ask you this question. We're going to make the statement, though, real quick. So when you always have a conversation about me, you always say, man, no matter what they say about you or what they may think about you, and I be saying to myself, who the fuck is saying this? Like, listen, when they talking about me, you let the motherfuckers know, whoever it is, that, you know what I'm saying? They ain't gonna talk about my motherfucking brother like that. Because motherfucker ain't gonna talk about you, about me. And I wonder what the fuck they be thinking. I'm curious to know what they be saying. Because you don't know, because I always wanted to say this to you the other day. You be like, no matter, because we talk some serious shit, but then you always say, no matter what they may think about you, or no matter what they say about you, or no matter how they might feel about you, who is them, and what the fuck is they feeling and thinking?
So here's they. And this is where it's a broad spectrum when I say they. And this is why I say sometimes when I talk, people kind of get it misconstrued or start thinking like, okay, who is it specifically?
I know it's some them, but we ain't got to get into specifics.
But when I say they, when I mean they, meanings for the rest of your life that you walk this earth, no matter where you go, no matter what you do, no matter what you come in contact with, no matter where life may take you, you're going to come with people, or you're going to come in contact with people who are they, no matter who. You may not even know them right now. You might not even know what they look like. You might not even know who they are.
No, but we know who we talking about. I want to know about the ones we talking about. We do know
specifically. And
what they be saying. That's what I want to know.
But they're not even worth the conversation.
Yeah, it is. To me, it is. I'm asking you.
But they not
no. See, when you say that, nah, fuck that. When niggas was asking me about my nigga, yo, what, nigga, he good.
Cash.
You know what I'm saying?
Cash.
No. I want to know what the fuck. You ain't got to tell me who it is. I want to know what they be saying.
Cash.
Like what they think about it. I'm curious.
We've been around each other long enough to we already know how your energy is.
Yeah.
You already know.
But what they got to say, I'm just curious.
You already know what they saying, bro.
Like, what am I, like,
bro,
crazy, retarded?
You already know what they saying.
But I don't.
You do. You may not know to the word verbatim, but you know what's
my brother. Tell me word verbatim what they say.
I can't.
Only one podcast. I'm trying to get my man. That's something I ain't gonna do. Hey, listen. He pouring it out. He said, "Oh, no holds barred."
That's
you know what I'm talking about?
But we talked about it before. That's something like, if we do, that'll be a conversation we have off.
But I'm not gonna do that. Ain't none of that.
Nah.
Nigga, we could 100.
See, that's that 1738 right there.
Because I want to know. You my brother, right? Nigga can't tell me nothing about my brother. Nigga say something, I'll be like, hey, what about him? What about him? What you mean?
If you're talking about in that aspect as of recently,
period.
No. As of recently, let's clear that up. No, because I've been out of pocket for a minute.
They can't say nothing. I ain't talked to you since August.
Bro,
so yeah.
Even prior to then, like there's.
He's called the 1738 on me. You heard?
It's one of them things, bro, to where it's like.
Yeah, but okay, can you tell me at least what they be saying?
Bro, you already know what they say.
I don't know. If I knew, I wouldn't ask you.
We used to work together. You already know.
If I didn't know, I wouldn't ask you. Bro, what they thinking?
You know.
What they thinking?
How did they react towards you, bro? They want you gone, bro.
I mean, they haters. We understand that hate. But what I want to know, what the hate stems from. Like, what did when they hated? What are they hating?
What did I tell you, man, a long time ago, bro? You ain't everybody's cup of tea. And what did I say to you and Stephron when I used to come through that gate every day, when I used to walk through that front door? Y'all like a shot of Hennessy in the morning. No matter what's going on, no matter how the day going, I used to walk through that door and it's like a shot of, I don't even drink, but it was like, yo, no matter what's going on, when I walked out the other double doors to go down the stairs, it was like, all right,
that's
cool.
part of the game.
Some people, they ain't.
Fuck them people.
Exactly.
What I'm saying, but who's the people?
Where are you at right now?
But who's the people?
Where are you at right now?
I'm in my home.
No. Where are you at right now when you're not home?
In my home?
You're not even in that space no more. You somewhere else.
Because at the end of the day, bro, when you say, okay, so next I could put it like this. When next time you talk to me, don't say that. Because I be wanting to know who these motherfuckers is.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? No matter what they think or what they say about you, no matter, and I be like, in my mind, I be like, what the fuck is they talking about? What is they saying?
At the end of the day, Cash, keep on hundo, none of that matters. Like deep down.
You can't say that. It do matter. If it mattered, I wouldn't be saying nothing about it.
No, in the deep element of it, bro, like it really don't matter. When it come to the circumference in which you in right now.
But you act like I'm about to just go start slapping niggas.
You probably would, knowing you.
Like,
you would.
But as my mans in them, it's your job to keep me away from snakes and vultures.
Sometimes.
I already know who the snakes and vultures is, but it might be some extra ones.
Oh, that's something I would definitely let you know.
So at the end of the day, no matter when you say, you know how they in, you know what they think, you know. What the fuck they think? I'm a hard-working man. I take care of my family. I make music on the side. What else do the fuck do they think? I'm curious. Whether I laugh, I got jokes, I'm a fucking clown.
But see, here's
like what? I'm trying to figure out.
But see, this is the point I'm trying to get at. Is like at the end of the day, man. No matter what one individual, 20 individuals. When you're in a space of mental clarity and strength and whatever you want to call it, and you comfortable in that space and you good and you got, as I stated before, you got your priorities in order, literally, none of that other shit.
It mattered.
No, it don't.
Look, you supposed to say,
because guess what?
We ain't even going to cut this out. He's supposed to be like, my nigga, I ain't gonna tell you who's saying it, but this is what the fuck they saying. Nigga, you're too happy.
Why would you say that?
You're too. I'm trying to figure out exactly what the fuck these motherfuckers saying.
Let's put the timeline together. How long has it really been since we've literally been in the same space to be able to call somebody else out on? Typically, if I think correctly, everything has been stated prior to me putting somebody out.
But I always ask you.
Yeah, but I ain't spoke to nobody since then.
Yeah, but I always ask you. What you mean they? What they saying?
They is collectively as a world, man. I
think
say
the world.
like
you think the world feel like that about me?
I'm pretty sure they do. Like they feel They feel a certain way about Six. They feel a certain way about me. They feel a certain way about you, wife. People are gonna be people, man. People are not gonna like you just because.
I catch you next time. Maybe you'll tell me next.
They're not gonna tell you just.
Maybe he'll tell me next show.
They're gonna tell you,
You know
just
what I'm
because,
saying,
bro.
I got to go through it to get through it.
Nah, you good, man.
You feel me? He ain't gonna tell me. Before you punk motherfuckers who wanna be talking about a nigga and all that. I'm a grown ass man. You could holler at me. That's a 1738.
Look, man. Back on a real serious note.
No, that's real serious note too.
Yeah, we know.
So you can't do that to me, bro.
No, I'm not saying it's not
don't
serious.
do me, because I wouldn't say it if it wasn't real. So when this is our podcast, we can talk about what we want to talk about.
Here comes the part again where when I say certain things, sometimes it comes off as
because you trying to cut me off.
No. Okay. This is why I said earlier, I know sometimes I say certain things and it comes off kind of, so I'm learning on that part too. But what I'm saying is this has been one of the most realest conversations I've ever had.
And I know you got more to talk about.
I'm glad I had the opportunity.
I want you to bring it out some more. I know you got some more.
Yeah, I'm glad I had the opportunity to at least speak on the situation. Like I said, hopefully people gain some insight from it. Like I said, I owe a lot of apologies, so apologies to a lot of people.
Okay, you did that. Mm-hmm. What we doing with the brand?
The brand is on hold right now, man.
Seriously? You never told me that. I never knew that.
It's
so when you say on hold, everything's on hold.
Everything's on hold right now because
even the stock we got sitting.
It's sitting. If they want
still taking orders?
No, if they want it, they can have it.
So we still taking orders.
If they want it, they can have it. Ain't no orders. They want it, they can have it.
Don't tell them that. They gonna be calling you.
No, it's facts. Like this is what I'm saying. Like
you ain't even worried about that right now.
And that's what I mean by that moment of clarity is when I found myself in this space of like I've done something for so long to where once I started operating differently and thinking differently, certain things, they are important, but there's a bigger picture behind everything. And there's a saying, never underestimate the value of free. Maybe, just maybe, and maybe I'll see it in time, everything that I've done or that I thought I was able to do, and I'm still able to do. And there's always that possibility that it can come back around in time. But all those things that happen in life and that has been happening, that I've done, that I've tried to do, and that I've accomplished, they all happen for a reason. This conversation happened for a reason. What I've been through, what I'm going through happened for a reason. What you've been through, what Six going through, what he's about to go through. Congratulations on him and his family. Shout out to him. What he's I'm not gonna say go through, what he's about to experience.
No, he's gonna go do some shit.
He's gonna experience. What they're about to experience.
Do like late night cravings, prenatal stuff. Yeah. Outs and eats and a lot of that stuff is about to happen. I got 10 kids. I'm telling you what's about to happen.
Yeah, what he's about to experience is all for a reason. And that's what I mean by that. Everything that every single person has gone through in life, we go through it for a reason. Because sometimes, and I'll try to end it with this, we like to tell ourselves that, especially when we're going through certain things, we should be somewhere other than where we are right now. I've said it myself. I know I've said it myself. Like I should be further along than this right now. I should be somewhere.
That's part of our dreams, and part of what that's what we strive to do. That's
here's
part
the reality
of our
situation. When you look back at it, are we?
Yeah.
Are we supposed to be somewhere else other than where
we were supposed to be?
Are we though?
Where we supposed to be until we get where we at until where we supposed to be.
So here's the thing.
But you have to want to be there. If you sit stagnant and this is what you're going to do. If you don't have the mindset, then you're not going to make it.
But when you're in that moment and you're asking yourself that question, why am I not where it is I'm supposed to be? The question is, are you sure you're not where you're supposed to be? That's the question. This is where you're supposed to be. Because if you think about it, if you were, you would already be there. If you were where it is that you felt you were supposed to be in life, you would be there already.
Well, we go back to the religious aspect. It's not your timing.
Exactly.
It's his timing.
Exactly.
You feel me? His timing is and I've learned that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I promise you, bro, I used to always, I knew deep in my heart that I was going to be a rapper, or an actor, or a comedian. Mm-hmm. Man, I'm 47 years old with a house full of kids and a wife going to work every day. You understand what I'm saying? I done got to the point where I'm like, okay, it's his timing. Mm-hmm. If it's meant to be, it will be. But that don't mean that I don't strive to continue to be great or to continue to try to prosper, but I'm not going to stress about it.
Thanks.
I'm not going to go all out and stress about it, because that's the part that changes the dynamics.
Here, another part of that too, and we as humans, we lose focus on this sometimes too. When we want certain things or we feel that we should be here, and this is what I feel my dream is, I'm gonna give you my scenario. When things started happening, and I stopped working, I would start a job and I'd be done in like a couple of days because I couldn't find myself I couldn't be around people. Like I would just break down. Like I couldn't.
You got social anxiety or something?
It was some of everything. Like I was like, can people see what's going on? Like, can they see the stress that's going on my face? Like literally like the littlest thing would like trigger me to just break down and start crying. Like I couldn't be around people. I didn't want to hear about marriages. I didn't want to hear about their family. That's another part of the reason why too, like, even right now, like I still, to a certain extent, can't be around certain family functions and gatherings because I will start feeling a certain type of way. Not towards you and your family, but because of what I got going on.
I can dig it.
Like to see that. But what I'm saying is, when we're wanting certain things in life, sometimes they come to us. We have it in our mind that we have an expectation that things are going to happen, going to come a specific kind of way because we envision it in our mind. We have a feeling like, oh, this is how this is going to happen because we visualize it. And in life, the majority of things that come in life, they come to us in a way that we don't even expect it. I.e., my example, when I finally was like, you know what? I got to start getting together. I got to get back to work. I got to do something. Where I work at now, I work for a company where I deliver liquor. Probably the most physical job I've ever done in my life. But where I am right now and what I'm doing every single day, I look at it as like that's where I need to be. Because for one, as physical, as demanding as it is, I've never had a job, and I've worked on airplanes that paid me as much as I get paid right now. The people that I'm around, even though there's some guys in there, they own their own type of time, but the majority of the guys that I'm around, they're about their business. You see what I'm saying?
Not with the drama.
They joke around, but they there to get their money.
8 and skate.
Yeah, like whatever, 12, 13 and skate.
Yeah,
like I got to get this money. They may be on some foolishness, but they don't let nothing interrupt that paper. That ties into when I finally said to myself, like, God, like, I need to be better. I need to be in a position to where I need to be held accountable. I need to be more responsible. I want these responsibilities. When you start asking for certain things, like I say, our expectations, we expect them to come a certain kind of way. I want to be able to make more money to be able to do this. I want to be able to do these things so I can be able to take care of my family the way I'm supposed to. I want those responsibilities. Bro, like I said before, I never asked for none of that. I asked for everything else. I've never asked for responsibility. I want to be that man. I want to be the breadwinner. I want to make sure my wife don't need for nothing. She don't got to carry the weight no more. She ain't got to do this, Rob and Peter to pay for. I want that responsibilities. Who would have knew it would have came in that way? You see what I'm saying? That's what I mean by that. And when you start opening your mind up to the reality of what things can be, and when you genuinely have it in your heart and your mind to change and be a better person, watch how things start to change. But you just got to be open-mindedly and have your eyes open to be able to see that. Because who would have ever thought me slinging cases of liquor? I don't even drink. Not that really matter. But what I'm saying is,
you was put in a particular position
exactly.
At a particular time. It was your timing.
And that's what I mean by that. You wanted these things, so I'm going to give them to you, but they ain't going to come the way that you think they're going to come. So that's what I mean by that boat passing up. People say,
so basically you trying to say, it came, but you thought it was going to come slanging shirts for a minute. You know what I'm saying? That's still the out. You know what I'm saying? You thought it was going to come this way fast like this, but you got something stable that said, boom, this is what we're going to do. We're going to sit you down. We're going to get you a little different type of paper. We're going to put you in a different type of schedule, and we're going to allow you to get your life together.
And what did I say? We do what we have to do in order to be able to do what we want to do.
Right.
That's that responsibility part of it. That's that priority standpoint. And it goes back to your music. Who's to say that because you didn't become a rapper, that you still don't have your hand and your foot in the door to whatever angle it may be? Remember I told you, yo, you talented.
Yeah.
Who's to say just because you're not in the rap game, you're not still within the music? Like, the business, these corporations.
I don't want to be a rapper.
But you know what
I get what you're saying, but I still rap.
But the opportunity for you to even rapping don't mean you got to fit.
Right. Whatever. I get it, man.
So who's to say?
And then I just seen Killer Mike sweep the Grammys. So he gave me a whole boost of inspiration.
So you telling me a ghostwriter can't be a rapper? They just wrote your lyrics.
Yeah, right. No, that's. And that's why I fell back. I fell back from. I didn't fall back. Like I said, I gave my time for my wife to flourish.
Oh, definitely.
So I had to.
I commend you for
fall back. You know what I'm saying? I had to take a sacrifice. Because you'll see here in a few minutes that I know we're gonna be done. You're going to hear these little trampolines coming. They're coming. And that's what I'm doing. You feel what I'm saying?
That's
when they come in, they're going to Uncle P. They're going to see. Right? Look, that's where I'm at. I can go in there and play all day long. But I can't get fully into it until it's time for me to get fully back into it. Just like in the gym. I just got back in the gym. I'm fully back in the gym now. My shoulder good. I'm fully back. So I understand. So, yeah. And we all on our own time.
No, definitely.
You know what I mean? And I'm glad that you came in and shared what you got to share with us, man. And I'm quite sure you got much more, man. And it ain't over.
Oh no, definitely, man. It's an everyday process, one day at a time, working to get better, be a better person. Like I said, be a better father, hopefully a better partner. One day a better husband, a better brother. You know what I'm saying?
Got 2 weddings.
It's crazy, yo. It's crazy. I was gonna say that too. Like that's crazy.
2 rings.
People used to ask me all the time, yo. I'm really keeping it a hundo, right? When I was doing what I was doing, and people probably gonna feel a certain type of way about me when they see me, they would be like, yo, you married? And I would do this and be like, I ain't got no ring on my finger. It's crazy.
No, he got 4 of them bitches.
But wait,
that's one by itself?
That's one by itself.
3 rings.
So it's like now that I'm not in that space, but I'm operating in that mode, it's like now we're a ring. That's crazy, right?
But don't it feel good?
It do.
It do, right?
That's crazy, right? That's what I mean by that. That's crazy.
It keeps shit neutral. And the funny thing, I don't wear mine because I got a new one. Actually, mine is on layaway. I got a nice.
Yeah, man. I got the rubber ones. Where
when you're working, yeah. I got one. Mine's too. I had them when I was bigger, so they fall off.
Yeah.
But I got a nice ring. I'm waiting for it, but it feels good and. I'm proud when I walk with mine. Man, listen here.
You
can't tell me nothing.
You know what? You ain't never
I'll
said
be shining that thing. I go to dig it in my nose with that motherfucker.
Guys, let me tell you something. Guys, and I'll say this. Men, like I said, I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm not telling you how to live your life. I'm not here to give you any kind of advice. But if you want to call it advice, and this is something that's always reigned true for centuries to come, and I'm pretty sure you all heard it. When you got something special, hold on to it. No matter how rough you think it is, no matter if you think the grass is green on the other side, there's a saying, the devil you know, which means it's better to be with the devil you know than the devil that you don't know. Because what you know and what you see is what you can deal with. Only up to if that's what you're willing to tolerate, but at least you know. Don't start thinking that the grass is green on the other side because she may not can cook. She may not be able to rock your world a certain kind of way. She may not listen as well. That's where communication comes in at. And you got to have an understanding. Just because she may not be able to cook as well doesn't mean she doesn't know how to communicate. She may not be able to communicate, but guess what? She listens to you.
Know how to rock your world.
You have to be able to. You have to understand. No, nothing is going to be perfect, and you got to be willing to do that. So, men, if you find yourself going down that path, let me tell you, it doesn't end well. You may think that it does. I'm telling you, I'm 43 years in, not consecutively, cumulatively, 43 years. If you don't take anything else from me, you don't want to believe anything else, keep thinking that you're going to be able to keep doing it over and over and over and that it won't catch up to you. I don't care how strong you think you are, masculine, it will catch up to you. And when it does, trust me, you're not going to like that feeling. You're gonna think that, oh, I can go over here and it's gonna help alleviate this feeling that you're feeling. But when you find that one and it's gone, there is nothing. There's no other person, there's no other woman, there's no other thing that's gonna be able to fill that. So when you got a good person, work on keeping it. And if it don't work, it don't work. At least you can say you tried. And it ain't 50-50, it's 100-100.
Nah, the try is to fail.
Exactly. It's 100-100. Stop thinking that it's 50-50. She got to get 50, I got to get 50. Because think about it like this. There's 100%. So what are you doing with the other 50 if you're giving 50-50? Your other 50's over there. Trust me, I know. So you got to be 100 in. Ain't no 99.9%. You got to be 100-100 if that's what you want. And if you don't want it to be 100-100, say you don't want it to be 100.
I ain't never heard that one. That makes hella sense.
It got to be 100-100.
50-50, right? We going 50-50, right? And that's supposed to make everything good, right? But everybody got a whole nother 50. What the fuck? No, dead ass. Let me get some of that with that. Hey, I ain't never heard it in that way.
43 years of
50-50. But you got a whole nother 50. What you doing with the other 50?
43 years of 50-50.
Damn.
Trust me.
Wow.
It's 100-100. Either you be 100% in, and if it don't pan out, it don't pan out. At least you know you gave it your all. But don't lie to yourself and be like, I did everything I could do when, come on, guys. Stop the BS. I'm telling you, I'm that dude. When they out here, they say, I'm him. I'm him.
And Lenny Kravitz said, that wasn't not Lenny Kravitz, but it was the other dude. You never been in love like I've been in love.
Yeah.
That's a whole fact. Man, listen, man. Keep it real. If you don't, who will? You know what I'm talking about? Only one podcast. P, me, and them shorties that just walked in here. We can probably cut that out, but it's still love, man. Listen to P, man. I'm glad he's back, man. I'm glad that we had the opportunity to get back.
Definitely.
And talk and get back where we need to be. Hopefully we can continue, man, and want to make things happen. I understand you're going through what you're going through, so it's going to take time. It's on your time, nobody else's time. All right?
All right.
So, yeah, only one podcast. We back. And, man, G, appreciate you coming through. Keep it real. Love is love. Yowza. Visions by G6?
Visions by G6. Yo, he's special. He's something special. Don't sleep on him. Do not sleep on this man right here. He's the next one up. That's real talk. Show you some support. Show some love. No matter what you need to get done. Camera work, photo shoots, product placement, whatever. Visions by G6. He's the next one up. All right?
One.